Pain or no pain, your wisdom teeth should be checked every year. If wisdom teeth come in properly and meet the right conditions, they are generally safe to keep. But left unchecked, they can put you at risk for gum disease, tooth decay, and damage to adjacent teeth. Some wisdom teeth grow in at such an angle that they never break through the gum, which can lead to tooth decay, gum disease, cysts, and tumors. These impacted teeth can only be seen on x-rays, so the damage they may cause can go undetected if they are not checked by a dental professional. Some people just don't have enough room for another tooth in their mouth, so their wisdom teeth can affect adjacent teeth when they come in. This can make it difficult to chew, difficult to keep them all clean, and misalign your teeth. Not all wisdom teeth need to be removed, but they all do need to be monitored by an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. Find a surgeon near you for a complete examination. If your wisdom teeth do need to be removed, the procedure can be done in an office setting with minimal post-operative pain and swelling. Remember, pain or no pain, your wisdom teeth should be checked every year. Find your local oral and maxillofacial surgeon at myoms.org.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey, guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey, everyone.
This is Selena.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode right here at The Booth 312, broadcasting from WIIT 88.9 FM, live in Chicago, and theboothradio.com. All right, guys, I don't know what's going on. We had quite a few cold days, but now we're getting snow again in Chicago. We just cannot get past this. You know, all I got to say is, damn little rat came out and said we're going to be getting spring soon, right? No, anyways.
It's still 6 weeks, though.
I know, right? It doesn't matter. It's still 6 weeks. 6 weeks till winter, 6 weeks to spring. It doesn't matter. It's still 6 weeks. All right, we got a great show lined up for you today. We got guest DJ in the house, DJ Sugar. Makes me think of that song, Sugar, Sugar, Honey, Honey, you know? My Candy Girl. Yeah, it's old school. I know. I'm going back in the days. So, as you guys probably noticed that we don't have Derek Jones in the studio right now. Derek is working real hard, trying to get these festivals together and keep up with everything that's going on. And we love you, brother. And, well, you're the lucky one. You don't have to be driving this stuff today. But, you know.
Still miss you, though. Still miss you. You know, take care of what you got to do. Derek's diligently getting a lot of stuff locked on for Chicago, not just for himself, but for Chicago, for the Music Alliance Festival, which, if you haven't been following, there's a bunch of Music Alliance festivals that's going to be going on throughout the Chicagoland area starting this spring. So Derek's diligently getting that stuff locked on, and he's going to probably be back on air soon to make some updated announcements of what's going on with the Music Alliance Festival. He put up a post for those DJs that are interested in being involved. You got to send him a email or hit that post up, send your email address to Derek Smokin' Jones. And if you are one of those DJs that doesn't have an EPK, you need to get your EPK in line first. So that way, when you do submit your email address, that's the next thing that he's going to ask you for is your EPK. So that is, for those that don't know, an electronic press kit that are DJs in this industry. You need to have an electronic press kit because it's basically like an electronic version of your bio telling about who you are as a DJ and what you're doing around the Chicagoland area or wherever you're from. So have your EPK already done. Submit your email address to Derek Smokin' Jones and on the post, not just send it to him because he's going to have a ton of emails or messages with everybody's email address. Go to the post for the Music Alliance Festival submit your email address, and then you'll get a questionnaire. He's going to send you something that's very professional. Even we here at the booth, and we work close with Derek, we had to submit our own stuff too. And it was like, what? I got to submit what? I work with this food. Well, I got it. But everybody, it's across the board. It's no favorites. It's no hookups. It's legit across the board, A to Z, what you got to do. So if you're interested, and like I said, these festivals, there's a lot of them in the works being planned or already planned. I can't speak enough about it. We've been talking about it since last year, since the music.
And it's multiple locations. So, and that's the other thing. These festivals that Derek's putting together, it's not just one day, it's not just one weekend and one location. It's multiple locations all over the Chicagoland area, including other states in the U.S. and outside the U.S. and the U.K. So there's ample opportunities for you guys to get around, get out, and really showcase yourself to the world. And nobody's going to push you harder than yourself. So if you really are serious about what you're doing, you got to take those steps to make it happen for you. But other than that, I want to talk a little bit to our guest. So why don't you put DJ Sugar's mic on, man, so she get in the conversation there.
Her mic is on.
Hey, DJ Sugar.
Hello, hello.
How's it going with you today?
It's good. I'm happy to be here.
Well, that's good. I'm happy that you're happy to be here. I hate to have someone next to me that doesn't want to be here and can't stand to be here or anything. So, I mean, that's a good thing. I'm happy to hear that.
We've had a few of those. Believe it or not, we've had a few that were just kind of like...
Yeah, but see, they were lucky. I was on that side of the desk that day.
Shouldn't matter what side of the desk you're on.
That's right.
The fact that you're going to sit in front of the man.
The fact that I can't reach him and strangle him right away.
We're not violent.
These cameras will have to turn off for a minute.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, you just hear. But for those that don't know DJ Sugar, I would say I'm a good friend of hers.
But would she say that about you?
I would hope so.
Boy, he paused.
I would.
Nowadays, after 45, with all the stuff that he's been saying and doing, hey, you never know. You never know. She might say, I can't stand that fool, but.
Oh, no, you're great.
I hope not. But thank you. But the cool thing about, we've had other female DJs in the industry come in to the show, and I've been working very diligently trying to get DJ Sugar on the show earlier. But there's a reason why it took a while, and you'll see when she's playing, and I'm not putting her on the spot. But I told her before when we were talking earlier in the week, the reason why it's been such a delay is because DJ Sugar's expecting. She's an expectant mother. She's only got a couple more months to go. And, I told her, for one, you are inspiration for all the female DJs out there anyway, because any female DJ that's out there that's trying to make her name in this industry, it's an uphill battle.
It's a tough one, yeah.
It's tough on us men because there's billions of us, as your husband knows. But there's not a lot of good, I have to emphasize good, female DJs. And it's a battle anyway, because being a female in this business. But then, to add to the equation, you are already a parent. You have two wonderful children that's sitting in the waiting room, and now you're about to have another one.
Hey, you make this sound like a hospital already. In the waiting room? We have a lounge, all right, man?
Lounge, waiting room. I'm sorry. I had a person in my car about to give birth this week. I was telling you about it.
Yeah.
And
you stressed about that much?
I did. I was stressed.
It won't happen here today with me. So
well, we got towels. The fact that they got in my car with no towels, and I'm like, okay, how long has it been since your water broke? It hasn't. I looked in the mirror like, wait, you're where's your towels? Were we supposed to bring towels? You're dick on right. You're supposed to bring towels because you bust your water in my car. My seat's gonna be soaked.
They get charged for it.
I would feel bad doing that though. I wouldn't feel bad if somebody spilled soup or coffee in my car. Well, you got to pay for it. But I would really feel bad if an expecting mom, she has no control over that. Water breaks, it's all over my seat. What am I gonna do? You're gonna pay for that? No, I would feel really bad. Now, if her son comes out and he's like, Stewie, clean that up. But enough of that. But the fact that you are an inspiration for a lot of female DJs out there that may be wanting to have a family. Can you do both? music is a stress reliever, and you got the biggest stressor carrying in your belly right now. And the fact that you're about to stand up here and do a 30-minute set, and we're going to talk about your lineage, that's awesome. So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you and your husband for coming, because he could, if I'm not saying you're anything less, because me personally, when I was married, I told my wife, you're not standing on your feet. And if my woman was expecting, I'd be like, you gonna sit down and DJ?
He's very protective, but he's letting this one slide.
And we're very thankful, and thank you for coming also, sir, and sharing your afternoon with us. And we're like I said, we're gonna get into a full interview with DJ Sugar and find out her inspirations and how she started and all that good stuff. But welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
And she speaks loudly than most other people do.
She's already got the mama voice.
Yeah, and I don't even have her at max. So for those DJs that have been on the show and I've been like, speak up. I should feel embarrassed right now. Anyway, so we're going to get into that interview soon, but there's some current events that we're going to talk about. Okay.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about R. Kelly. He's in the news again. So R. Kelly can't make a dollar here in the U.S. because of everything that's going on with him.
In Chicago or U.S.?
Well, in the U.S. He really can't. People in the U.S. really don't like him, don't want anything to do with him. But he is making a killing right now in Germany. He is selling out. People love him in Germany. So he's doing great out there.
What is he doing? What is he doing so differently there than here?
I don't know. I wonder if he'd make it in Russia, too, because I've always been told that the Russians and Germans are pretty aggressive and mean.
Yeah.
So maybe they like that attitude he had.
He might be in a new commercial for the new Black Russian drink. Black Russian.
It's possible. Hey, the man's making money, so be it. But I guess until he's proven guilty on all this stuff, nothing we can do. You gotta hang the man till till he's found innocent, or is he guilty?
Okay. Well, I will say that as we were talking offline, that I was at Rivers Casino yesterday and I saw Julian Jumper Perez, and the David Guetta thing still lives on. He happened to say during his set that Chicago.
He confirmed it. David Guetta did start house music.
No, he didn't. No, we ain't starting no bad rumors like that. No, he basically said if you're not from Chicago, Chicago is the capital of house music, and it wasn't created by David Guetta. And that story is not going to die. That story is going to live on for a long time. I guarantee you. There's going to be other DJs that are going to probably come out and say the same thing too, and more power to them. We've said it here first. When the story first broke, we were right here on the radio saying, what did David Guetta mean by that? Why would he say that? So it's still being, that is still being stretched out.
Yeah, I mean, I know it will, especially with the youth. But, that actually goes along with what we've talked about, how people look at us when we talk about who the real godfather of house is. And people have different feelings on that as well. And then when you go and tell them that it's not who they thought it was, they just give you the weirdest look in the world. Like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, you obviously don't know the history. You obviously haven't been watching this show because we've had all the people who started it all here. So, what can you say?
You said about the Godfather house. Did you hear that there's a woman that just stepped up to the mic and said that James Brown, she had been sexually assaulted by James Brown? And I went, James Brown's been dead for what, 10 years now?
Came back from the grave?
Well, she stepped up now, saying that she was sexually assaulted by James Brown when he was here with us, walking the earth. And it just, if he did, shame on him. And, that's just, it's horrible. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, well, after a certain amount of time, it doesn't affect the victim. No, I'm not saying that. But however, why did this person wait until now to now step forward? Why not prior, when he went to jail, for what was it, taxes and all that other stuff? Why wait? That's the thing that always boggled my mind, especially when it was with the Bill Cosby story.
Mm-hmm.
When Bill Cosby was on the Cosby Show, unless Bill Cosby has this other ego side, like on the movie Glass, for those that haven't seen it, you know, if maybe he has a different personality, I don't know, but I never struck Bill Cosby, the pudding pup guy, to be a very violent man. And when he was in his prime, no one stepped forward then to say about the things that he was doing. And some of these people are actresses and in the business, and they didn't say anything before. And then you wait. That's the part that scratches my head. Why did you wait? You know? And I guess some people would say the same thing about these priests in the Catholic Church. You know, these people wait till they're adults to say, well, this is what happened to me. I don't understand it. You know, last time I checked, priests don't have gats under their robes. Better not be talking. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just saying, why wait? If you went to your parents, you tell your parents should be going to the cops, and it should be a...
In the old days, it was different, though, man. I could talk about that for hours, but in the old days, it was different. You don't talk... You know, a priest never did anything wrong. Parents back then... Parents back then, you know, no. You'd get smacked by your parents if you ever told them a priest did something negative.
Okay, so...
That didn't happen. And I could go into it for years. I used to be an altar boy. I can talk about priests that used to beat us, lock us in locker rooms, whip us, stuff like that. I've seen it all. I've been around it. I know. You know, I know they're not clean.
I mean, I went to a Lutheran school, and I got popped with a ruler in my hand, and I told my mom.
Oh, that was nothing new. Yeah, we got that.
But I told my mom. I'm saying, like, you know, once again, I'm not saying anything down. I'm not downgrading the victims. I'm just saying, those are the things I don't understand. I can't comprehend. Why not speak out about it? You know, my teacher popped me with a ruler. I went home and said, teacher hit me with a ruler. Now, my mom didn't do anything about it. She was kind of like, did you deserve it? What did you do to cause her to hit you with the ruler? And I was talking in class. Okay, rightfully so. But at least I did voice it to my mom. You know, that's
gotta bring
the part
back the old days. All right, guys, so stick around right here. When we get back, we're going to get into our interview with our guest, DJ Sugar. So stick around, DaBooth312 on WIT at 88.9 FM and DaBoothRadio.com. All right, guys, if you're just tuning in right here, you're listening to DaBooth312, broadcasting in Chicago, WIT 88.9 FM, DaBoothRadio.com, and multiple social media sites and TV channels. Just for a few, we got Twitch, we're on YouTube, Africa TV, we are on Vimeo, we're on YouNow, we're on, come on, I know we're on about 6 other TV networks. I'm trying to remember them all. Sorry, guys, I will get you all of those, and sorry to all of our promoters. But anyways, all right, now we're going to get into the wire real quick with our guest. We have a guest, DJ Sugar, in the house. That's right, DJ Sugar. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit to DJ Sugar. Hey, Sugar, thanks again for coming on. We really appreciate you coming on the show.
No, I love it. Thank you.
So hopefully you're not too nervous. I know you said you were a little nervous when you first came in.
A little.
Yeah.
Better now.
Better now? That's good. That's a good thing. You know, loosen up. Got to have the hubby start giving you a massage and really unwind you, get you ready for your set.
That's how they got in this position already.
They're already in it. They don't have to worry anymore, right? Not for a while, anyways. So, let's learn a little bit about DJ Sugar. So, how long you been DJing?
Since 2001, just after our daughter was born, like 2 weeks after she was born.
Oh, really? What got you into wanting to DJ?
My husband, Keith, is DJ Headspin. He was a DJ when I met him, and that's how I met him.
Was he a B-boy back in the day, spinning on his head?
No, but everybody always asks him that, so it's funny. But when we were dating before we got married, we had said that we'd want to do it together. So we got married.
Well, that's how you guys ended up pregnant. I get it. You did it together. I get it.
Used our wedding money to buy new techniques and.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That is very few. I mean, can you measure? Just think about it. People, how they register for weddings and everything. You'll go to play, have a DJ wedding. You register it all. 312 DJ, 123 DJ, and. All these different electronic places. I mean, I could just see the people really looking at you like, really?
Oh, no, we just got cash and went shopping.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, especially for the baby shower. Like, oh, we're registered at 123 DJ. They're like, huh?
No, that's cool. I mean, so your husband got you really into it. Now, have you always been passionate about music? Or?
Oh, I have. And house music and techno and any kind of music. I played classical music for years. I was a flutist.
She's an actual musician. We've had a few on the show.
Yeah, I was just saying, when she said she was a flutist, it made me thinking of that movie, that comedy.
Band Camp?
Yeah.
When I was in band camp.
But no, that's cool. And actually, it's funny you say, because I've spoke to a lot of people that have either DJ'd or are producing, and I've asked them if they, play an instrument, because it really makes a difference in the music. Now, seeing that you're a flutist, you know how to read notes and everything, I'm sure.
Right.
So did that really help you as far as being a DJ, knowing the sound coordination when beats come in, how to beat match better because of your past influences? I
think so. I mean, you have a better understanding of rhythm and timing, and I think a lot of DJing is just about that, and not necessarily just beat matching.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it did help.
No, that's good. That's good. So, if you had to give, an example of your favorite genre, what is your favorite genre? To either listen or to play, what is your favorite genre?
My favorite genre to play is, it depends on my mood. For a while, it's been techno.
Okay.
And I'd say house, but the house that I like to play is more towards the techno side.
I was going to say, we know the house you like to play already. Come on.
So somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Nobody can say tech house anymore because that means something else. But a long time ago,
well,
it was kind of that sweet spot.
Ron and I were just talking about that. I think it was either last week or the week before. We were talking about that, how everything's changing within the labeling of music now. And the mishandling of the label, and it is changing. So it is kind of hard to hold it down. Like one day you're saying, you're doing techno. Next thing you're saying, oh, that's acid house. What? You know, oh no, that's dubstep. You know, they're going to change everything.
You're right.
And it's ridiculous
and
how
it starts
everything's
with
getting changed.
the places where you can buy the music. Like Track Source is synonymous for changing it or putting things that you would consider once was in Tech House, they're putting it in Jacket House. Or, like I was just on Track Source 2 weeks ago, and the stuff that they had in the Tech House, I was like, this sounds more Deep House. And then you listen to the stuff that's in the Deep House, I'm like, it sounds soulful. And then you listen to Soulful, and I'm like, okay, that's soulful. Yeah, it's more. It should be called R&B then. And then you go to Tribal and Afro are the same, which you have a different breakdown, Tribal and then Afro House. So, it's crazy. It depends on what they want to categorize it as, because now the stuff that I would consider or we would consider Tech House is called minimal, or the techno sounds more Tech House.
I find a lot of my house in the techno section, and a lot of the techno they sneak in is really trance on Track Source.
And the stuff that used to be considered trance is not trance anymore. It's electric, and I'm like, what? So it depends on who's putting the categories.
You have to dig and just listen to everything.
Yeah,
now,
you should.
Seeing that you're a pretty well-rounded DJ, sounds like you play a multitude of genres. Have you been labeled yet? Because let's say you like techno, are you labeled yet as a techno DJ or a house DJ or what?
Yeah, and you know what? For a while, I did house for like a really long stretch. When I first started playing, I did some house, but then techno for a while. And then had, my son and second child, and kind of took some time off, moved out to Colorado, and then started playing again and got into house again. I just really miss techno. And nobody had really been, like, techno's big right now. Everybody's playing techno. But for a while, I had to play house even when I didn't want to, because, nobody wanted techno.
Now, let me ask you, you said that you were in Colorado. Were you playing out there too?
That was like a hiatus.
Was
really,
it? Okay.
Yeah, that we played at home.
Okay, because I did a set in Wyoming when I was out there, and they wanted a lot of old school house. It was ironic too, because a lot of the people from that town and everything were from the Chicagoland area, which really blew my mind. And they all liked old school house.
Was it Cheyenne?
No, it was Rawlins. I was over in Rawlins, so I was bouncing back and forth. I went out there and I got offered a set. I had no equipment, so I had to go run into Fort Collins and go into a store to get all this equipment. And it was funny because I walk in there and the guy just kind of looked at me like, "Yeah, can I help you?" I said, "Yeah, I need this. Told him the decks. I told him the mixer. I told him the case I need. I told him everything. He's just like, "Oh, yeah, well, hold on, yes, sir." He was in shock, and I'm like, "I need this stuff. I need it now. I'm gonna pay cash. Let's go. I got these gigs to do."
Oh, he loved you.
He did. He loved me. He's like, "I got it right now. I got everything for you. It's all in stock." And I did the sets on there, but that really surprised me that they liked the old school house and everything. So I was like, okay. I honestly did not think being there in Wyoming that they were going to be into it at all. It really surprised me.
That is surprising.
But I've heard that Colorado has some techno sets and house sets
Denver
that really, get going. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into that click to get into those. I really wanted to while I was out there. But that's why I was curious if you guys got into that while you were out there or not.
Denver has a very big community, believe it or not.
And it's growing, yes. Definitely. As more people move out there.
Well, they're moving out there because it's legal marijuana, for one.
That's pretty much why they're moving out there,
yeah. And then you got the house scene. And the crazy thing about the house scene there, Tech House is the top, where you have Tech House and then EDM, and then you have your minimal, and it starts kind of breaking all the way down. But yeah, it's growing out there. They do respect the trade, I will say.
And that's a beautiful thing to know that it's growing and is moving out and abroad to areas that really a lot of people wouldn't think it would. So I'm really happy to hear that. Now, speaking of evolving and everything, have you gotten into or are you considering doing any producing or getting into producing?
You know what? It's so funny. My husband and I tried years ago, and we had Reason. Everybody had Reason then. We still have the box from, I think it was Reason 4. So from like maybe 13 years ago, 14 years ago.
Okay.
So everybody uses Ableton now, and I'm used to Reason, so I'm kind of nervous about
there's nothing
Ableton.
wrong with that. And see, there's the misconception. It's just like, DJ and everything. Everyone thinks they got to have the newest stuff, the best of the best of everything. That's not true.
It's like the clothes. It's a fad.
It is.
I like with the sharing, when people want to like work
Correct.
on stuff with
But
you.
there's certain
everybody
things.
just
Well, there's
wants to do
certain
it
things
in
that
Ableton.
you use certain tools for.
Right.
You don't use a screwdriver, or at least you shouldn't use a screwdriver to hammer a nail, right? You use a hammer. Well, there's certain styles of music you may use certain programs for. I am an advocate for any remixing to use Fruity Loops. It's always, I've used it years ago. I have one, I have two. I've had it for years. And it's been one of the best programs for doing remixes. But I'm not saying to make new music from it. It's not the greatest for that. So if you're comfortable with Reason, if you know how to use it, why not continue using it, and benefit from your knowledge of it? And if you want to dabble with some new programs, then hey, go ahead, get a new program.
I want to check out
it,
the new Reason after all the upgrades that have come.
But give
the
yourself a
new
reason
ones.
for it.
Well, have they done any upgrades? Because I haven't heard anybody
yeah.
talk about Reason at all.
It's been a while.
There,
Well,
there
Ableton's
are
a big
a few
fan. That's
people,
why.
older people that have always used Reason, still use Reason. I could name
I
them,
think
but I won't.
I think DJ CZR, he still uses Reason, if I remember correctly. Last time I talked to him, so I think he's still producing with Reason. So it is being used. It's just not talked about because Ableton, overshadowed a lot of these other programs.
Right.
But and that's the case. People are gonna try to push the new because the new is gonna be the newest thing, the hottest thing that will make money from it. And as soon as that falls off the map, now we gotta make something else new.
Right.
So you did talk about it some years ago with your husband. Now, what about now? You guys gonna maybe think about getting into it? And
I would like to.
See, one of the reasons I say it too is because today's age, that's the newest thing, especially with promoters. It's not like it used to be where, hey, you DJ'd? Great, let's put you on a set. Let's do this. Now,
I know
okay,
you
got to
have that.
Yeah, you got to have an album out. You got to have this. You got to have that. You got to have that extra stuff. And in all actuality, and Derek and Ron, we talked about this before, where some of the older DJs, they don't want to let go of some of the older stuff. It's going to get to a point where maybe you just can't be DJing anymore. You can't be traveling, this and that. So why not be in a studio making the music and still benefiting off it, still sticking with your passions? And the problem is some people don't look at it that way. So that's why I'm saying, and especially with your musical background, that definitely would be great to have that and to hear that. And techno is, making another comeback. It had a die-off period from like the early 2000s, and then it started dipping back up again. But hey, if you're gonna do your techno tracks or even your house, why not make a new subgenre?
I mean, I was talking to a promoter just this past week, and we kind of touched on that topic that Rob just said to you, as far as
I don't want to know what you're touching on, promoters, okay, man?
As I was saying, we took that was a public services announcement by RTW. But what I was saying is, a lot of DJs don't know how to promote their brand. So when I asked this one promoter, so why is it that the DJs that are producers and DJs get the bigger gigs? Because for a promoter, it makes it easier. If you're behind a record label, there's another name behind your name. If you have a record label or record labels behind you, that's less work that I got to do as a promoter to promote you. Basically, all I got to do is put up your record label, the labels that you're affiliated with, your name, and even mention one of your hottest tracks. Hey, the guy that or the gal that made Techno Soup is going to be at the Mid this Saturday. His work was just the flyer, putting what you've already done up there, and it's going to promote itself.
Right.
But he's going to make the bucks first off of bringing you into that club. And I said, wow, I didn't think of it that way. And I said, so what if you don't have a hit song yet? Doesn't matter. Got a record label. If people know that record label and they respect it, if it's a respectable label, oh, you must be good. Your name might be DJ Flop, but Flop is playing at the Mid, while another DJ could be a really awesome DJ, and he's struggling just to get booked at the Mint.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, that's how this whole game has changed over the years. But one of the things, what inspirations did you have? I mean, besides your husband, when you first met him, did you have any other influences as why you wanted to be a DJ?
Oh, you know what? I can think of a few, and besides my husband, but he was a huge part of it. And he taught me how to play, and he was very patient with me because it was not pretty for a little while. But I'd have to say Super Jane. That was a big influence on me for a long time.
That's old school right there.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in a long time. I was like, wait, you said
I
who?
didn't think about it. Yeah.
I was thinking,
like, I know the name, but
I actually put in my head that you were about to, when you were saying her name, that you were going to say Psycho. And when you said Super Jane, I went,
yeah, that was a big deal for me for a while. They were like people that I looked up to because there were women playing, but there's a lot of women playing. I think now, even though people don't think so, but compared to back when I started, there really weren't. So that was I'd go and watch them at Smart Bar and other places, and yeah, that was those women have it together.
So what can we expect from you today with your set?
Oh.
What are you feeling like?
I'm feeling, I always kind of like the vocals a little bit, but I like a little chunky, a little harder. I think I'm going to maybe go on a little bit of the harder side.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see.
All right.
And nobody's going to criticize you. This is your time frame, your platform, so you do you.
Okay.
That's right. All right, so let's let the people know real quick, how can they find out more about DJ Sugar, and where can they find you?
Right now, you can go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/DJ Sugar 777. I also have a SoundCloud page, soundcloud.com DJ Sugar. And that's kind of what I have right now. I've been on a little break.
Instagram? You're on Instagram?
Now I have Twitter.
Oh, okay. I thought you were on Instagram. No,
but with
you are
working and pregnancy, and I'm just too tired.
Gotta have your agent over there.
Because you're tagged on Instagram. You're tagged on Instagram for today's show.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys, we're going to play some of these great Chicago tracks from you right now. You guys listening in the background, we have Vincent R's This Feeling. It's the Club Master. Check that out. And when we get back, you guys are going to hear a live set by DJ Sugar. So stick around right here. DaBooth312, broadcasting from WIT 88.9 FM and DaBoothRadio.com.
30 seconds until dance floor activation. Activation complete. 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 Until dance floor termination. Activation complete. Activation complete. Activation complete. Activation complete. Temporal disturbance detected.
Where am I?
4 is now active.
Hello, it's me, the designer jeans in the back of your closet. What happened to us? I used to summer in the Hamptons, and now I'm stuck behind a pair of sweats. Okay, maybe I never really fit you right, but I got a lot more Sunday fun days left in me. So take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff, create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salade.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Regional World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salade.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
Introducing a new day of the week. It's called Someday. Now, everything you were going to do someday is on the calendar. Want to retire someday? You'll want a My Social Security account to help you get ready. Get yours at socialsecurity.gov.
You wrap your arms around me. You say you'll be right here. Yeah, you made me that promise. But like everything, times change. Minutes feel just like an hour. Then they're gone again.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You're listening to Booth 312. If you're just tuning in, you just got a chance to listen to our guest, DJ Sugar, throwing it down right here. Don't forget to check her out. Let her know where you heard her and hit her up and show that love. Definitely share those. You guys are tuning in on the radio. Don't forget, you can always watch our videos. We're all over social media, Twitch, YouTube. We're on Vimeo, Africa TV, and I gotta get the rest of those sites. Man, we're on so many sites. So there's a lot of these going on out there. You know, people are complaining right now it's tax season, and Trump promised all these tax cuts, this and that. Well, what people don't know is, yeah, you're going to get a tax cut, but he did do one thing for homeowners. He screwed you. What he did is you would get a cut at $6,000, and you get a nice tax cut with your house and stuff like that. Well, he raised it to $12,000. So now most people can't meet that minimum to get that cut. Those who have the money have no problem doing it because they find the expenses, they put out that money, and they get a nice chunk back. But you got to meet that minimum. If you can't meet that minimum, you don't get it. There's always a catch-22 to all the stories. I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. You know what? You're going to get screwed either way. I mean, that's how I see it. I was a Democrat for years. I'm still a Chicago Democrat. But I go by whoever I believe is going to be doing the right thing. Guess what? None of you doing the right thing. All right, so what are you laughing about?
Well, you know what the old school saying is, right? You were in the military. You know what the old school saying is.
Which old school saying? There's so many old school sayings.
The one that matters in this case, in which that is the persons or people that are making the most noise about how it's not being done right should be running for office to get into politics to make those changes. So I employ RTW. If he does not like it, run for office and make those changes.
I won't make it.
You don't know until you try.
People don't like the truth. Haven't you figured that out yet?
They said,
and I give them the truth. I'll tell them straight out. You know me.
They said I couldn't pass swim qual. They didn't believe that I would pass swim qual in boot camp. And everybody else stepped back from the line of the pool except for me. And they were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I know how to swim." The drill instructor's like, "You know how to swim for real, Tinsley?" I said, "I sure do." Next thing I know, I'm like, "I know how to swim." I get pushed in the pool.
Of course.
And I was like, "Okay, I'm doing my thing. Backstroke, front stroke." He's like, "All right, get out the pool." Now you're going to teach everybody else, huh?
Yeah, that's like me back when I was in driver's ed. I remember in high school, first thing the driver's ed teacher asked, "Anyone here know how to drive?" I raised my hand. Well, I was an idiot for doing that. He gave me the worst driver in the world to drive with me and said, "If he crashes, you fail." I swear I hit that. You know the cars back then, they had a brake on the passenger side?
Yeah.
I think I hit that brake. I was riding that brake the whole time because this kid could not drive. The way this kid would change a lane is the way you would turn a corner at 100 miles an hour.
Well, see, I don't know what school allowed the students to be in the instructor seat, but the cars.
We were in the range. We were doing range
Oh,
inside.
we were on the actual road.
Oh, we did that after that.
No, we did actual road with the car with the two brakes. And it was like I was in Crete, Illinois.
Okay.
And they had us drive to Beecher. Now, for those that are not familiar with, for people that are not familiar with Beecher, Illinois. Now it's changed, but when I was in high school, they had a corner store, not spelled with C, corner. It was Kurt's Corner something, and each letter was KKK. And there was only 2 black families when I was in high school that lived in Beecher.
Okay.
And both of those families got their houses burned down and forced out. So when my driver's ed instructor instructed us to switch drivers when the worst driver I had drove us to Beecher. And he said, "Tinsley, get in the front seat." I was like, no. I don't want that. You don't want that. You do not want that because it's going to be bad. And they were like, "I don't care. Get in." I'm like, so I thought about it. I said, well, good thing that he is not a black instructor because we're going to jail.
I know, right?
So we drove through Beecher, and I'll tell you, he didn't have to worry. Did I go 1 mile over the speed limit? No, I was actually 3 miles under. I was like, I don't care if it has a driver's ed sign on the top of the car.
Yeah.
I was, nope. I'm driving under the speed limit because I'm not even gonna deal with this.
I hear you. Hey, you got any events coming up soon, man?
Well, it's funny you mention that. I actually do, and yesterday marks 1 month from the date. Starting on March 9th, myself with House 13, Vincent R. from Careless Records, and David Britton, we will be holding it down once a month.
Who's holding who down?
We, the conglomerate that I just named.
Oh, you're holding each other down.
No, we're going to hold down Xavier's club on 44.
Now, why are you holding down Xavier? What did he do to you?
Xavier allowed me to play at his spot. So, on March 9th, 2019, from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m., no cover at the door. Come out and support myself, DJ David Britton, House 13, Vincent R. We're going to be holding down at where?
Xavier's Nightclub.
Xavier's Nightclub.
And where's that located?
That is 4456. If I got that address correct, I've been typing it so much. 4456 Southwestern. It is free parking along Western Avenue. It is no cover at the door. there will be drink specials. We will be doing this once a month and hopefully progressing into further. But if those folks, not if, the people that are watching and will watch after this, if you like DJ Sugar's set, because I loved it.
It was
And
nice.
I'm gonna probably have to wait about 7 months from now, and hopefully Xavier's is still letting us pump up the jam up in there. Went old school.
Pump up the volume.
I'm going to get Miss DJ Sugar and her husband to both come in there and play. And what you all didn't see on the camera was Mr. Sugar. Mr. Sugar was getting it in, boy. He was like, I'm sitting here at the desk. Rob's sitting there with his shades on. We're all like this here. The only calm people in this place, ladies and gentlemen, were the kids. The kids, I said, okay, I got to see if your kids are anything like my daughter. And they are. I popped out there. Yes, I'm talking about you guys out there. They're listening. I looked out there. Your son's playing his video game. Your daughter has a bright smile on her face. And I'm like, okay, so mom is tearing it up in there. Dad's dancing. We're in here dancing. What y'all doing? They're like,
we're old.
Yeah. Your daughter's like, yeah. So I looked at your son and I said, you don't jam when mom's jamming? He's like, no.
We don't care.
And
it's white noise.
It's inside.
Mm-hmm.
Inside they're jamming right now. But I think if my parents were DJs, oh my God, that'd be so cool. I'd be like, man, I was having to go to my cousin's basement apartment, and he had Technique 1200, and I was just train wreck. It wasn't even a train wreck. It was just a mortal disaster. But I was trying.
Right.
But if I had parents, if I could have learned from parents, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Could
we
you imagine?
tried. We tried with the girl in there since she was 4.
You hear your mama talk about you,
Since
right?
she was 4.
Yeah, I
you
tried
wanna come on
with my
in?
daughter when she was younger too. I woke up one day, went to go look at my
You
equipment.
woke up looking like this?
And yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, just as many gray hairs. I looked at my equipment. I had Slipman on one side, record over here, needles off the side. I dropped the needle on. I just skating across. Something ain't right. Put it on there again. Said, oh, she wants to be a DJ. She was trying to. Yeah, she messed everything up. So then when I actually tried to get her to DJ, no, I'm good. Really? Tried to get my son. I got one picture of my son starting to spin, and that was the last time he ever got behind anything again. So yeah, it just wasn't for them. It's all right though. I still love my kids. What can I
They're
say?
okay. They're all right.
They're all right.
They're lucky they're cute.
It's just the fact that, I've had my daughter behind the decks. I had her fade in something. I had her turn off, take some volume out, and that's when she was like 7. It was interesting to her.
See, that should be, that really, my kids would be the best DJs because they know how to fade dad and mom in and out all the time. And, I figure they can just fade, left and right,
But
with
see,
the music.
you would think that your kids would want to learn because guess what? If they know how to DJ at their age, when their school says, hey, we're going to have a dance.
Right, yeah.
Be like, you ain't paying that old dude to play. Or if I can't get mom and dad to do DJ the homecoming dance or whatever the sock hop. Well, they don't do sock hops no more. Sorry, showing my old age. But if they were, father-daughter dances or whatever, where everybody's up trying to get their groove on. If my parents were DJs, I'd be like, you gonna hire my parents, right? Because I'm gonna promote that. Like, well, you know what? Y'all gonna buy tickets to this dance, my mom and dad. And they've been coming over to my house. We've been partying together. And then that's what happened to me. My cousin was a DJ. And on my 13th birthday party, my cousin, Ted Bailey, decided when my mom was making homemade pizzas, when she said pizzas are ready, he said, cuz, it's on you. I was like, huh? It's my birthday party. Where you going? You know what you're doing. You're gonna spin. And threw me out there, and I have a house full of kids, and everybody's looking at me, and I'll never forget the track that I started off with. You used to know how to love me, right? And everybody was like, oh, going crazy. And when I want to bring in Time to Jack, that was a train wreck. It was just, but I was trying. I was terrified because
did your cousin actually show you anything of what to do?
Well, he would be sitting in the other room saying, speed it up, slow it down.
See, I didn't even have that when I first started. When I first started DJing, I had my parents' old belt-driven drive record album, and then my buddy who stole his brother's third Techniques deck, borrowed his Techniques deck, and so we were trying to learn. And basically, we started off by pretty much playing an entire track, and the last couple minutes try to get a blend in. And then as we were able to start doing that, then we started blending in closer and further in and started working it more. And, you know, and then it was like we really didn't know what we were doing. So we're trying to throw in all these different genres at first. And it's like, well, this isn't working. Why? You know, let's try to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all self-taught.
You know why, right? Because when we listen to a professional DJ on the radio, it sounds so easy. Like, your blends were awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Your blends were on point. And when you think back, when you were a kid, it sounded like it was meaningless what the DJ was doing.
You could tell she's from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Because the blending is a Chicago thing.
Yeah,
you go to
she
other
didn't do
states,
quick blends.
Other cities, they don't. That's not really their thing. They slam. Yeah, a lot of them they slam and everything.
I've heard some in Chicago do it too.
Well, you know, you're right, and it's usually younger ones. I'm not saying that all older ones don't do it, but it's a younger thing. But that is a Chicago trademark.
You're right.
You know, with the blending.
I mean, and I'll even go further. Any of the older school DJs that were listening to the old school house back in the day, you could tell when they're on a deck, a lot of them, the majority will do slow blends. The one thing I love about underground DJs is that old school method of blending is still there. When you have when you're at an underground club, you know, you take somebody like what's her name, the queen of techno, Michelle Mumbar, right? Nicole Mumbar. Yeah. You listen to her, and I never understood why she had some tracks are 13, 14 minutes long. But then when you listen to her play live, she'll take that 13-minute track and she will walk that track in with another track, and they'll both be playing simultaneously. And you're thinking, oh, wow, this is hot. She's got two tracks playing at the same time, and she'll ride them. Yeah. She rides it and then slowly comes out of that 13-minute track, 10 minutes in, you know, with 2-3 minutes left in that track, and she's into the next one. And her whole set is just one long mix.
Yeah, we heard it.
Double bless you. The baby was kicking in there too while she was playing. You know, but that is the soul of house music. You know, when you can fool your crowd, when they don't know that you're bringing another track in. If you take that bass out, not giving the secrets, but you gotta see the camera work. We got it right on the mixer. You're taking that bass out of the other track that you're bringing in. You're bringing in the highs, and they're matched up perfectly. Now, with that, your song selection, awesome.
Thank you.
Because see, if you can't pick your tracks well, it don't matter how well you blend, because they're gonna be like, why did you put those two? Ugh. You know,
that's a big part of it. Yeah, composition.
People don't realize it.
It is. I mean,
song selection is key.
Song selection
can make you or break you. You don't have to be the best as far as blending, tricks, or anything else, but you get the right song selection to go together, you'll be the greatest to the fans. May not be the greatest to some of the DJs. Going to say, oh, well, you messed up on this blend, or they messed up on this or that, but the song selection was good. But a fan, the people out there dancing, the crowd, most of the time, and we say this all the time, 99% of the time, if you don't show your mistakes, they won't even know it.
Yeah.
But if you have that awesome selection, they don't care, and they're going to love it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting there last night. I mean, I'm a critical DJ. So was I analyzing you? Yeah. You just didn't know it. I was just sitting back with my faces.
I assumed that you were.
Well, I'm seeing your husband going crazy. So I'm like, okay, so let me hear it myself. And I did the same thing against Julian Jumper Perez last night. I mean, I heard a couple of hiccups here and there, but the rest of the crowd didn't.
And we all have it. And that's the thing. There is no perfection. And that's why when we started, doing DaBooth312, we said we were not going to accept any pre-recorded mixes because we are real. We are 100 with our conversations, with our interviews, and with our music. So we tell all of our DJs, you mess up, keep riding it. Keep doing what you got to do and live it. Why? Because this is not a perfect world. It's an imperfect world that we're going to keep living.
So I'm trying to hold on to that in my head, because as I was telling DJ Sugar when we were talking on the phone. I haven't put out a set for 2019 yet. Why? I got sets ready to be recorded, but as I record them, I don't like how they come out. You know, and if I could play that, I've played those same sets live somewhere, and they sounded awesome. And I'm like, I get to the house, and I'm like, I can't record.
Because you did it once, that magic is gone. Putting them together that first time. That's how it is for me.
Well, you know, I've had a problem with doing the recordings. I've always done better in live. And I actually have to fool myself. Believe it or not, when I've done some of my best recordings, I've started the recorder and I've come back an hour or two later and just started playing. Just, you know, get that vibe and start playing. Forget that I even started the recorder.
See, I can't.
There's no anticipation there.
See, I can't forget. Perfect. I can't forget that I started that recorder.
Here's the thing about me when I do it. This is what's always been the hardest for me. My recordings are going to be legit from start to finish. I am not going to sit there and just go and master it later and make it sound better later.
Either,
I could be if I'm doing a 30-minute recording, I could be at 29 minutes, mess up, stop, let's start it all over.
Exactly. That's why I just said I don't have a recording for 2019 because I will start the recorder and I'll get into it. I could be in a groove. I may have warmed up before I hit the record button, and then I make a small little adjustment mistake, and I'm like, I can't put that out. Why? Because as a DJ, I know how I am, and I would hate for other DJs. I would love for other DJs to go on my Mixcloud and listen to me, but I would hate to put out something that I didn't feel was 100%, and then have DJs just chop me all up.
Okay, so I meet you halfway on that. I don't want to put out something that I'm really not, fond of myself. I really don't care what other DJs think.
I don't know.
That's my personal opinion. I really don't care.
I guess the reason why I do because they're your best and worst critics.
No, I'm my best and worst critic.
I am too, but I'm
only trying
my
to get
worst
better
critic.
than myself.
I'm my worst critic because where Tanya might say, that sounded hot. And I'm like, no. Now,
exactly.
If Tanya was like, if I was like in a position you two are in, I would hope if Tanya was a DJ that she would have the recording device that I have somewhere separate and just hit record while I'm just down there practicing. Because the practice sets are amazing. And I'm just like, oh, maybe I should write that down and use that as a track selection. But she's upstairs listening. And I was like, if in your case, if Tanya was a DJ, I'd be like, I'm not going to tell you. You just hit record. And just record it. Or if you're down there with me, hit record, walk away. And don't let me see it. Because if I don't know that you hit record, I'm just going to play.
That sounds like a club that you're going to be going to. Hey, Sugar, I'm curious. I just thought about this. Normally couples, we have our tiffs. We have arguments and everything.
I know where this
you guys
is going.
You ever go to your husband and say, you know what, I'll battle you for that?
No, but we've had a lot of battles over it, though.
Oh,
really?
really?
Oh, yeah. We don't. If one of us buys a track, the other one can't. That's been going on since we were buying records.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Wait, say that again.
That's fine.
If he buys a track,
whoever
you
gets to
can't
it
get
first. No.
Oh,
no sharing.
I'm sorry. That wouldn't work. You know why?
Fine.
You know why? Here's why. Here's my vibe on that. If I bought a hot track and I'm in the house jamming it, I'm gonna share it with you. I'm gonna be like, babe, listen to this.
Oh yeah, share it and listen to it.
No.
I'm playing it.
Because if it's banging and you're playing a set before me, now maybe y'all rules are different. Because that's some copyright types of, I bought it. You playing my I would be like, baby, you better start with this one. This one is hot. This is some fire right here. That's just me.
No, we're kind of competitive. Not as bad as we used to be, but yeah, kind of.
So you compete with the teacher.
Oh, he competes with me too, though.
But he taught you.
Yeah, but now I've been doing it so long. Ben.
That's sensei. That's Mr. Miyagi right there. And you're going to be like, well, I may be the Karate Kid, but I'm going to beat you. No, he's going to pull out some secret stuff that he may have held back.
Yeah, but even Daniel's son caught the fly before Mr. Miyagi.
What was that? I learned from her. It's a learning together type thing. Okay, well, hey.
It's symbiotic.
That's still Mr. Miyagi, though.
There you go.
Yeah. He's a teacher. I mean,
Forever respect for him. For that, being my teacher.
Hey, wax it on, wax it on.
But we don't share tracks.
So you got your tracks, he's got his.
Yeah. So it makes shopping, now that everything's digital, it makes it a little bit harder because he has his own track source account and I have mine.
But then,
so when it's time
have you
to go
ever
and
bought
buy,
a track that she had and you didn't know she had it?
And then we can't play it.
Wow. That's man, y'all got some strict rules.
No, that was his bag and that was mine because we couldn't remember necessarily every
This is my
record.
lunch meat. That's your lunch meat. Don't touch my lunch meat.
I know, right?
We share everything else, but when one of us dies, though,
You'll trade.
we
You'll
get all the
trade.
music.
Kind of like a NFL draft.
Yeah, we do trade.
Like, well, you know what? I'll trade. I'll see you 4 tracks. You see me 5. Wow. Y'all, that's wow.
But I think it makes us better DJs, though, because see, we're not coddling each other at home, even when it's just us.
I'm sorry, but some of them tracks that you played are bangers. I'd be like, man.
That's why he's got to get to him first.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, but I'd be like, I know we got this rule, but I'm playing that track tomorrow. If I'm playing a set and you're not, I mean, baby, you pregnant, you on a hiatus.
No.
You're on a
I
hiatus
have
for
offered
playing.
before, if he has something to do, like mixed record or something, it's a track I know that he likes. I have offered, but he won't do it. He won't take them.
That's awesome. That's some. Hey, I'm a stickler for the rules, but man, I would have been crossing that bridge.
We used to fight over the tracks. That's why we keep them separate.
I want to introduce you to a couple later. I'm going to introduce you to DJ Ladybug and her husband Nello.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know you're probably watching, so they compete too. They compete also. So I definitely would like you to meet them. But I mean, you played one heck of a set. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
I mean, be looking for everybody. Be looking for the husband and wife at some point to be at Xavier's playing.
That would be awesome.
Relatively soon. We gotta wait till the baby's born. Can't have her up there jamming and water breaking.
No.
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 And she's like, "Hey, y'all, I'm done." Nuh-uh, we got a bucket. Hold on.
Yeah, clean up at the DJ booth.
Spill on aisle 9.
All right, guys. We're getting at the time again. Let's get back to some of these tracks, and then we'll come back. We'll see. We'll toss a quarter, and we'll see who's going to spin next for yourself, either myself or Black Thor. So stick around right here. The Booth 312, WIT 88.9 FM, and theboothradio.com.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salady.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to, are you? Kids, work, listening to the radio. You're busy, which is great because busy people can't get prediabetes. Oh my, I read that wrong. They can. Should have worn my glasses. So visit doihaveprediabetes.org and take a short test because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
feel it in your soul, and let this music take control. That's what it's about. Period. Point blank. I'm not gonna say anything else, but this is all I gotta say. If it wasn't for the music, I would not be here. And if it wasn't for the music, some of your heroes and legends will not be here. So for those who pretend, move out the way, cause real house music is here to stay.
We served our country like those before us.
You know, it was a dangerous area. All of Vietnam was dangerous.
The carnage of war left an indelible mark on me.
We came back and built lives. As time went on, we faced new challenges and found support to handle them.
I went to the VA, talked to my doctor.
I started doing groups. I started doing one-on-one counseling.
At MakeTheConnection.net, you can hear our stories and find tools and services available to you.
All right, guys, so you just tuning in right now. You're listening to DaBooth312 on WIT 88.9 FM and DaBoothRadio.com. You guys just heard a live mix by our resident, the Black Thor himself, Ron Tinsley.
Hope y'all like that. Hope you all like it,
man.
I'm sweating. It's hot.
Hot mix, hot dude. Okay, all right, man.
Well,
on a cold day, it's it
stopped snowing
for now.
It did stop.
But I was looking at the weather. It looks like we're gonna be getting snow for the next couple of days.
Well, if they said it right, it's supposed to snow a little bit more tonight, and then snow and rain showers into tomorrow morning and rush hour, and then it's gonna be rainy and sleety most of the week.
So, oh, wow.
Well, right in that same mix. I mean, the old man winter ain't letting go yet. He's like, well, look, I gave y'all a break. I went on vacation. You had a 50-degree day in the middle of winter. You're going to pay for that. You know, I figured our debt was paid with the coldest day in 30 years.
Is it old man winter or is it Mother Nature that's just having a fit?
Both of them. They need to get their act together, go out on a damn date for Valentine's Day, and just say, okay, it's all good. It's all good. You know. But I hope you all enjoyed that mix. Today, it's just been, I mean, we try to bring each and every week, we try to bring hot music in the station. You know, big ups again to DJ Sugar for coming in. You know, once again, that was an awesome set she played. She came in with her family. She's expecting in another month or so. So, you know, mad respect, big ups to DJ Sugar and her family for traveling out over an hour of travel to get here in this.
But it was a lot nicer before.
The road, it was clear, it was dry. You know, so I hope you all have a safe drive back. And everybody out there, just be careful on the roads in general. I mean, we're not out of it yet. And please do not drink and drive. Please do not drink and drive. It's not worth it. You know, just be mindful. You're not the only one on the road. Be mindful of the others out there. Be mindful that, you know, your effect can affect someone, you know, someone's family dramatically. So don't drink and drive. Take your time out.
That needs to be reworded because I'm sorry. A lot of people today, their mentalities, they're going to say, oh, well, I didn't drink while I was driving. But they drink and then they drive. They take it as don't drink and drive.
Right.
And you do have so many more today that you have to be so literal with them. You tell them, don't drink and drive. Well, I didn't drink while I was driving. Well,
right.
You
I mean, if you're intoxicated, just, you know, sit back and you know you are. You know you are. Just take a step back because you can affect a bunch of families besides your own. So with that, you know, we got another work week ahead of us. You know, we got a holiday. Well, it's not a national holiday.
Not everybody has the holiday.
Right.
But yeah, we do have a holiday. We have Lincoln's birthday. That's on Tuesday. Yay, I'm off. I'm happy about that.
I will touch on, you know, this is Black History Month. We got a lot going on in Chicago. You got the Chicago Auto Show that's currently going on. It kicked off officially yesterday.
Yeah, you know what? I was talking with Derek about that, and again this year we're not there, and we were trying to figure out what's going on.
You did it 2 years ago.
We reported, yeah, we did the reporting 2 years ago. They wanted to give it to someone else last year, which, hey, I was okay with that. You know, they wanted to give other reporters a chance to, report on it. Cool. You know, I'm cool with that. And it's like this year, it's like, okay, what happened? I haven't heard anything about it at all this year. So I don't know what's going on this year as far as having our people over there. So,
well, maybe next, if they, for the Chicago Auto Show people, if you're watching, bring us in. And we're only down the street from the McCormick place. We could maybe set up and do a live broadcast from one of,
Oh, yeah, they have no problem doing it as long as we pay the big money.
Oh, we got to pay for a booth.
That's right.
Well, we're DaBooth. We shouldn't have to pay for DaBooth. But, maybe, one of these car dealerships that are...
And they are one of the highest at that location. They are one. That's why a lot of people don't want to do any events there. A lot of events that, we would probably remember years ago that were held there, they don't do them there anymore. They'll do them, anywhere else.
United Center.
They'll do it. United Center. They'll do them at...
there's a couple of other...
What's that one way out west?
Rosemont?
Yeah, Rosemont. They'll go anywhere else. Heck, they'll even do some of them in Tinley and everything,
Yeah.
But they don't want to do it there because it's just outrageous. The pricing, it's just ridiculous. Vendors can't afford to be paying, the outrageous prices they have.
If somebody knows what car dealerships gets... I don't know how they select what car dealerships are going to represent, like Ford and GM and all that. Yeah. But if someone knows, let that person know. Maybe, we can work something out with a car dealership that's going to be representing next year.
What are you going to do, lay on a car or something like that?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, what I'm trying to get across is if someone's friends with someone in a car deal that owns a car dealership and they're going to get their turn next year, we could set up our booth next to them in conjunction with that car dealership and, do the live broadcast, right there.
Hey, I'm down
Ford,
with it.
Chevy, Ford, GM, Chrysler.
Yeah.
Somebody. If Bugatti could put a $3 million car there, I'm quite sure Bugatti could afford it too. To, have us as a side booth next to Bugatti, that'd be great. That leather, the smell of that leather, I'd be like going nuts. But,
We'll definitely look into that for the next year. All right, guys, we don't have a lot of time left, but I want to bring up one quick subject. Finally, people are taking notice, and they're boycotting the self-pays at a lot of stores. Now, I've been boycotting it for the longest. Self-pay. So when you go and you pay at the machine, you bag it yourself or whatever at stores. A lot of people are boycotting it. I've been an advocate to boycott this for the longest. I am highly against it.
Why?
I don't believe in taking people's jobs away. Now, I'll go to the store. I've gone to Walmart, and I've had the manager come up to me at Walmart and say, oh, you can go over here. There's no one waiting at the self-pay. You can do it. And I'll say it loudly and proudly. I say it out loud. I say, no, I'm trying to save your job. Because if I keep going to there, you don't need to be here. Neither does any of these people here. And all the people that are at the self-pay actually, paying for themselves, just kind of look at me like, really? Yeah, really. Well, I'm trying to save jobs.
Look at McDonald's. They got the automated McDonald's where there's not a person at a check counting anymore.
And they get mad. I've known people that actually have walked past that automated thing, go up to the register and say, I want a person to ring me.
Yeah.
And they get mad.
Oh,
it's like, you idiots.
You don't realize that by you coming up, by that consumer coming up saying, I want to talk to a person versus a machine, you're saving a job.
Exactly. And they cried for this $15 an hour. Well, here you go. You want $15 an hour. That's where it went to. All that money now, we're going to cut employees, and it's going to go to this. People fail to realize $15 an hour is not meant, a high minimum wage is not meant for minimum wage.
Well, let's even go deeper in that with the few minutes we got. Minimum wage for $15 an hour is not meant as a career. Let's say it that way.
People forget there's a difference between a job and a career.
Correct. Because granted, there's some people that have careers that lost their jobs or got moved out of their career and they're trying to pay the bills so they get a job that, is not in their net worth, but they're getting a job nonetheless so they can bring money in. And some people are looking at, well, why is this person coming into this job? It used to be the people that worked at McDonald's were folks that were in high school, getting that first job under the belt, and then you had the older folks that worked there, but they were managers. They had been working for the company for a couple of years, maybe 3 or 4 years, and they moved up from fry guy to manager because they've done all the positions, they understood it, they got their time and grade in there, and they picked up managers. And a lot of them that picked up managers were looking at being regional managers, district managers, or going to the corporate. Now it's like, okay, you get a job and, well, I'm working at McDonald's and I'm 46 years old and this $15 an hour is not cutting it. We need a higher minimum wage. But
or you get the younger ones that, they say, oh, I got 6 kids, I'm working here, and I still want my, as you said, Bugatti. I want to drive my Bugatti, I want my bling, and I want all this stuff, and I want to live in a mansion. Why can't I make the money to do that working at McDonald's? And you can't even put a damn slice of cheese on a burger. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I've been in some very prestigious neighborhoods in Oak Brook and stuff like that, and I've been wanting to honestly knock on someone's door and say, what is it that you do? Do you own a business? Are you hiring? Because you inspire me. Look at this beautiful house. Big house, gated community. I went into an area where...
Oh, just talk to them. They're usually standing on over by the expressways over, by Pulaski and Cicero, and they're begging for the money. They're the ones that own a lot of those nice homes and everything. They don't pay no taxes. They get welfare, and they're making a lot of them know that. And I know them. I know who they are. And they're proud. They'll tell you they clear 65, 75, 85,000 a year, tax free, and they're making all these extras, and they live happily. Have these beautiful cars and everything. And a lot of them, like I said, as long as they don't think you're a cop, a lot of them will tell you. They'll be straight up. They'll be honest with you.
Wow. Well, with that being said, we have only 4 minutes left in the show. Once again, be safe out there. God bless everybody. I hope everybody has an eventful week that is stress-free, no drama.
Final thought, a little bit of drama. Got to check out Derek's video. If you guys are following me, I've posted it all over the place. Derek Jones did a video early this morning, a little rant, and it holds true. I love you 100%, Derek, and I support you on that, and you're absolutely right. So you guys want to know what I'm talking about, check out Derek's video. Put it out earlier. I posted it all over the place, so you guys will be able to check it out. Check it out from start to finish, and definitely leave your comments on it.
I haven't had a chance to watch it, so I'm going to watch it or listen to it while I'm in the car going home.
Sure.
Yep. So, with that being said, we're going to let these tunes play out and finish out the show. Please be with us. Tune in next week. We have a local guest. I'm going to put it out there right now. We're going to have DJ Rocky Floyd from the South Side coming in to join us.
Does he know that?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. And I believe he is watching right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, Rocky, I saw you've been posting, so thank you. Thank you for posting and supporting.
So we'll have DJ Rocky Floyd on right here at the DaBooth312 next Sunday.
I got to make sure I put my gloves on. Rocky's coming in.
Rocky is coming in. And, please share the show. Please tell as many of your friends and relatives and anybody you know that loves house music and wants to keep house music alive. Let them know about the station and what we're doing over here. And share the show. The link is up on Facebook. We are live currently right now on YouTube and all those other great stations that Derek and Rob always mention, and myself always mention every week. So with that being said, God bless. House music all night long. Peace, love, and hair grease. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace.
Did you know that people born from 1945 to 1965 have the highest rates of hepatitis C, but most don't know they're infected? People can live for decades without symptoms, but over time, hepatitis C can cause serious health problems, including liver damage and even liver cancer. If you were born from 1945 to 1965, the CDC recommends that you get a blood test for hepatitis